Hello, I'm from the Australian Government. Remember how we promised to fix our broken environment laws? Well, we need to talk about that. You see, our environment laws, aka the Environment Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act, were introduced by this desiccated coconut a quarter of a century ago, which probably explains why we're the world leader in mammal extinction and the only wealthy nation to be listed as a global deforestation hotspot, and why 19 of our ecosystems are collapsing, including the reef, which is currently dying in the arse of a warming ocean. And that is why our Environment Minister, a lovely lady who just wants to hug koalas, said, enough, our environment laws are broken, and she promised to fix them. But actually, this act has been working just as the coconut intended, which was to greenlight the approvals of 740 fossil fuel projects since it was introduced. And to be honest, we fucking love that. Which is why, since inheriting those laws, not only have we not fixed them, we've kept on using them to approve more coal and gas projects. Except now we get to look sad and pretend we're forced to approve them because of our broken environment laws. So when Tanya gets a new coal or gas proposal, it goes something like this.
Don't you worry, Tanya will protect you.
Oi, Tanya. Oh, hey, Santa. How can I help? Put that wombat down. I need you to approve 116 coal seam gas wells for us in Queensland. Oh no, the reef is undergoing its worst coral bleaching event on record. Burning more gas is going to make that worse. Oh, but my hands are completely tied by this darn EPBC Act, so approved. Oi, Dal, approve this extension to our coal mine, will ya? Oh, dang. We're already like the biggest exporter of coal on the planet, and even if that coal is burnt overseas, it'll still worsen the floods we're seeing here, but what can I do? Approved. Oi, sweet cheeks, can you chuck us an approval for this coal mine, will ya? And hurry up about it. Now I know that will cause more intense bushfires, but approved. Oi, Tam, here's another one. And can you also make us a sandwich, could you, hun? I suppose one new species extinction isn't too bad. Approved. Oi, lady, can you just approved?
And that's just the start. There's another 25 coal mines waiting on Tanya's desk for approval, like this one, which would clear 500 hectares of endangered koala habitat, and this one, which would clear even more. Oh, and that doesn't include all the gas proposals on Tanya's desk. And that is why environment groups have been begging us to insert a climate trigger in the EPBC Act. Is it a good idea? Sure, just ask Albo. 20 years ago, when in opposition, he introduced an amendment to the Act that would do just that. Take a look.
The climate change trigger will enable major new projects to be assessed for their climate change impact as part of any environmental assessment process. We need action, and one of the actions that we need is this amendment to the EPBC Act.
Sadly, it didn't pass. But now that he's the boss of this government, Albo can finally fix our environment laws. There's just one problem. He's not the boss of this government. These guys are. And when we promised you we'd fix our environment laws, they quickly reminded us of that. Oi, Punter's politics. Tell him about that time Santos sent a letter to our Resources Minister, Madeleine King. It went something like this.
Oi, you mad dog? Oh, hey, Santos. Why is Tanya reforming our perfectly good fossil fuel environmental laws? I'm so sorry, Santos. Oh, what's this about First Nations winning a court case against Woodside? This could jeopardise our Barossa pipeline. How about I try and sneak a new law through Parliament so that even if reforms do come, they won't affect you? Do it. And maybe give it a long-ass name so no one suspects anything. How about the Offshore Petroleum and Greenhouse Gas Storage Amendment Safety and Other Measures Bill? Good job. So, did it work? Are we good to go? No, people worked out what I was doing and I had to pull the bill. Oh, come on, Mads. Oh, but don't worry. While everyone was looking into that, we approved your Barossa pipeline. Oh, good. And we'll reintroduce the sneaky bill when people have forgotten. You really are a sneaky, captured politician. Oh, thanks, Santos.
And what about that time the fossil fuel and mining lobbies called us up?
Oi, Tanya. Hey, guys. You have to shelve those EPBC reforms. Oh, we'll cop it so much from the public if we do. Just throw them an environmental protection agency or something. But isn't the EPA pointless if we don't strengthen the laws that underpin it? That's the point. Also, remember to give yourself call-in powers so you can override the EPA's decisions whenever you need to. Wouldn't that undermine the EPA's independence? Come on, Tanya. Good for the country. Yeah, remember? Fossil fuel companies are the backbone of the economy. Don't we collect more HECS from our broke-ass students than we do from our petroleum tax?
Yeah, forgot about that.
Piss weak EPA with ministerial calling powers. Got it? Got it.
But what really did it was that call we got from Woodside, or as some call it, the Western Australian Government.
She knows that I'm the Prime Minister, right? Oi, Albo. Oh, hey WA. Oh, sorry to hear about your forest dying due to climate drought. It looks really bad in the photo. Shut up. You need a shelve those EPBC reforms right now. But we promised the vote. You know we own this state, right? Yeah. You wouldn't want us to tell folks here to vote Liberal at the next election now, would you? No. Just saying, that might put you into minority government. That would be even worse than losing the reef.
And sure enough, the next day we announced that we won't be fixing our environment laws after all. But hey, here's a new pissweak EPA with ministerial call-in powers. And yes, we know, the State of the Environment report said nature is dying. And sure, we blamed the previous government for a decade of inaction and willful ignorance. And we know you want this government to protect nature and take real climate action. Unfortunately, this government is captured in the arse by these guys. So if you want one that gives a shit about what you want, you'll have to elect a better one at the coming election. Till then, we'll keep pretending to be sad as we approve these 25 new coal mine proposals, which is a bit like crying while you're having a wank in public. You know it's wrong, but you just can't stop. Australian Government. Authorised by Paula, without whom the Juice Media would not have been possible.